right, what's the next difference?
Maybe talk about efficiency versus adaptability. I think that's a big one too, where we inevitably, as busy knowledge workers, want to make sure that we are moving through and getting things done, and that's important because there's so much to do.
Yep.
And organizations, in a way, are built for creating efficiencies, right? We kind of divide and conquer. We have layers of management, and you have to come up with efficiencies to make sure that you're bringing in more revenue than you are dishing out in expenses. And that's an important part of business.
People got to get paid.
You got to get paid. There has to be a system involved or it doesn't work. On the other hand, there is more of an adaptable mentality and this sense of things can happen more organically, and that tends to be more highly associated with innovation and creativity and everything else, right? So on the one hand, we need structure and we need efficiencies, but that can also, in a way, kind of squash all the things that we need to have happen to maintain competitive advantage in the long term by being innovative and adaptive, etc. So, everybody kind of differs on what they're comfortable with, and a lot of times that can rear its ugly head when we get into these meetings of, what's the best way to accomplish our goals.
Gosh, it makes me think of so many things. It makes me think of the book Creativity Inc. with Ed Catmull, who started Pixar.
Yeah.
And how they have this analogy of the monster and the ugly baby. And like every idea, every potential new Pixar movie when it starts is an ugly baby.
Sure.
Like it's got plot holes and it's like whatever. You got to figure out the story still. But you also have the monster of revenue. Like, I will eat the ugly baby, right? And so if you don't separate those two and give space for them, the monster is going to eat the ugly baby every time, and it's never going to grow into a beautiful, successful adult, right?
That's
right. And then I also think of like Google's 80-20. But what's funny is like even with all of those, it's like a business trying to create like a system and an efficiency to allow for
I know, right? It's
the
almost,
ugly baby 20%.
That's right? Can you create an efficient system for creating that more inefficient organic side? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to do.
Have you seen that like some people lean more to one side or the other of that continuum?
Yeah, absolutely. And this so there's all sorts of different ways that we can evaluate what I would call individual characteristics or personal characteristics, right? People are complicated, and people are complicated by a variety of different things. They're traits, like introversion, extroversion is a trait. It could be about their values, right? What do you think is important in your life? It could be about cognitive orientations, so, the extent to which you prefer to multitask or not, the extent to which you're goal-oriented or not, or whatever it is.
Right.
And then I think this one is a little bit more of a work preference. And so maybe you could even couch it as a cultural work preference. Like, how do you what's the type of environment you like to work in? And so some people like to work in these very structured, formulaic, I know what to expect. I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yep.
And some people just prefer the freedom and autonomy of being able to do what they want when they want to do it in order to create something. So I think of this as like a cultural preference, so to speak. And yes, people definitely differ on the extent to which they want to be in one or the other.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we end up adapting to whatever we have to do, given whatever this, top-down structure has been given to us, or each manager of a specific team might have their preference, and then we find ourselves trying to kind of figure out what that is and adapting to that, because we know that's who we should be kind of looking up to for guidance. So it's tricky.
I've just seen that play out in so many different ways too, and like different businesses I've been a part of, or like clients that we've worked with, and I feel like it's also a really big stress trigger. Like if you're more to the like adaptable side and you're in an efficiency driven role or team or company, oh, that's so stressful. Like I've noticed for me, I'm definitely more towards the flexible, adaptable side, and but I have to be like thinking about the bottom line, right, as COO, and like I get really stressed when we're trying to solve problems in a 1 hour time block. It's like, how do you like look at this from different sides and like and like consider how do you do something totally different, new that you've never done before? By the way, you have 50 minutes to figure this out.
Yeah, right.
And come like the 40-minute mark, everyone starts speaking over each other because we recognize the end is nigh and like we got to get through this, right?
We gotta do it. Right.
So yeah, that's an interesting one.